Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. PM Modi inaugurates the statues of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, freedom fighters Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay in Lucknow. Bangladesh Nationalist Party's acting chairman Tariq Rahman returns to Bangladesh after 17 years as the interim government rules out Awami League participation in February elections. In a landmark move, Somali capital Mogadishu moves to restoring universal suffrage, holds local elections after 5 decades. And Pope Leo decries conditions for Palestinians in Gaza in his first Christmas sermon. Also laments conditions for homeless and destruction caused by several conflicts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated 3 bronze statues at the Rashtra Prerna Sthal in Lucknow, commemorating the 101st birth anniversary of former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The statues of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay honor their pivotal contributions to India's political thought, nation building and public service. The complex also houses a state-of-the-art lotus-shaped museum spread across approximately 98,000 square feet. The museum showcases India's national journey and the contributions of these visionary leaders through advanced digital and immersive technologies, offering visitors an engaging and educational experience. Following the inauguration, PM Modi addressed a public gathering attended by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and the Uttar Pradesh Governor Anandiben Patel. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that this Rashtra Prerna Sthal conveys the message that every step we take and every effort we make should be dedicated for nation building.
ये राष्ट्र प्रेरणा स्थल हमें संदेश देता है कि हमारा हर कदम, हर पग, हर प्रयास राष्ट्र निर्माण के लिए समर्पित हो। सबका प्रयास ही विकसित भारत के संकल्प को सिद्ध करेगा। मैं लखनऊ को, उत्तर प्रदेश को, पूरे देश को इस आधुनिक प्रेरणा स्थली की बधाई देता हूं। और जैसा अभी बताया गया और वीडियो में भी दिखाया गया कि जिस जमीन पर यह प्रेरणा स्थल बना है, उसकी 30 एकड़ से ज्यादा जमीन पर कई दशकों से कूड़े कचरे का पहाड़ जमा हुआ था। पिछले 3 वर्ष में इसे पूरी तरह खत्म किया गया है।
And various parliament members paid heartfelt floral tributes to former Prime Minister Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Bharat Ratna Madan Mohan Malviya on their birth anniversaries today. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju, Leader of House in Rajya Sabha J.P. Nadda and other leaders paid tribute to Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Bharat Ratna Madan Mohan Malviya on their birth anniversaries. Earlier in the morning, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at his memorial Sadaiv Atal on his 101st birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee in New Delhi on Thursday. Prominent people of all walks of life also paid tributes to the former Prime Minister on his birth anniversary today. Bangladesh remains on edge following a spate of violent incidents, and amid the turmoil, Bangladesh Nationalist Party's acting leader Tariq Rahman, son of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, has returned to Dhaka after 17 years in self-imposed exile. Tariq Rahman was accompanied by his wife Dr. Zubaida Rahman and daughter Zaima Rahman. Senior BNP leaders led by Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir received him at the airport's VIP lounge, where he was accorded a warm and emotional welcome. Following his arrival, extensive security measures were put in place, with thousands of police and law enforcement personnel deployed across the airport, key routes and surrounding areas. Meanwhile, Khuda Bakhsh Chaudhry, Special Assistant to Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus at the Ministry of Home Affairs, has resigned from his post in Bangladesh. His resignation was accepted by the President and took effect immediately, according to a Gazette notification issued on Wednesday night. A former Inspector General of Police, Khuda Bakhsh Chaudhry, was appointed to the position on November 10, 2024. His resignation comes amid growing criticism over the government's handling of law and order, including demands from citizen groups for accountability following the killing of activist Sharif Osman bin Hadi and the mob lynching of Hindu youth Deepu Chandra Das. Bangladesh's interim government has reiterated that the Awami League will not be allowed to contest the February 12 national elections, citing the suspension of the party's activities and its deregistration. Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said the party's political activities continue to be banned and its registration has been suspended, ruling out its participation in the polls. He made the remarks while responding to questions about a letter reportedly sent by 5 US lawmakers to Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus, expressing concern over the exclusion of the party. The U.S. Justice Department has found more than 1 million more documents potentially tied to convicted Jeffrey Epstein, delaying a full release for weeks while officials redact details to protect victims. Justice Department began releasing records last week from the investigation into Epstein, a wealthy financier who died in a New York jail in 2019 while awaiting trial. And now more than 1 million more documents potentially related to convicted Jeffrey Epstein have been discovered and are being reviewed for release. The Epstein Files Transparency Act, passed nearly unanimously by Congress last month and signed into law by President Donald Trump, mandated the release of all of the Epstein files by December 19. The Justice Department failed to meet that deadline, however, with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche blaming the delay on the need to painstakingly redact the identities of Epstein's victims from the files. Justice Department would need a few more weeks to sort and redact the new material. Well, news coming in from Somalia now. Somali voters turned out in large numbers in Mogadishu on Thursday for landmark local elections, the first held by universal suffrage in nearly 6 decades amid a heavy security lockdown. Long queues formed outside polling stations as residents cast ballots in a vote seen as a major test of President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's push for direct elections. More than 10,000 security personnel were deployed across the capital as authorities restricted movement and closed the main airport due to security concerns. Over 1,600 candidates are contesting 319 local council seats in the Banadi region, though key opposition parties boycotted the polls, accusing the federal government of imposing a unilateral process. Somalia has relied on a clan-based political system since 1991 after direct voting was abolished following Siad Barre's 1969 takeover. While the vote marks a historic moment, critics argue it is tightly controlled and comes as security worsens due to renewed gains by Al-Shabaab militants. The Kremlin said on Thursday it is reviewing documents on a possible end to the Ukraine war that were delivered to Moscow by Russian Special Envoy Kirill Dmitriev following contacts with the United States. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov confirmed the papers are being analyzed. Earlier this week, President Zelensky presented a draft 20-point peace plan, calling it a flexible framework rather than a final proposal. He said the plan broadly reflects shared positions between Ukraine and the United States.
Regarding the peace plan, we are analyzing that Dmitry conveyed to Putin. We are analyzing this material, and then depending on the decision made by the head of state, we will continue our communication with the Americans. We saw the report about Zelensky's truly strange Christmas address yesterday. It was uncivilized and embittered. He seems like an inadequate person.
Некультурно, озлобленно.
China has strongly criticized the latest U.S. arms deal with Taiwan, warning that it is speeding up the risk of conflict in the Taiwan Strait. The remarks came after Washington announced a record $11.1 billion weapons package for the self-ruled island. The arms package includes HIMARS rocket systems, howitzers, Javelin anti-tank missiles, loitering munition drones and spare parts. Beijing said the United States must stop what it called provocations and correct its wrong actions.
We urge the US side to fully understand the high sensitivity of the Taiwan issue, earnestly abide by the One China principle and the 3 Sino-US joint communique, be extremely cautious in dealing with Taiwan-related issues, stop arming Taiwan in any way, and take concrete actions to safeguard the overall situation of bilateral relations between the 2 nations and 2 militaries.
All right, and let's see what's happening around the world. The Pilat mountain range in Auvergne-Rhône Alps was covered in a light blanket of snow after Christmas night as French meteorological services Meteo France had issued a yellow alert for snow and ice in the Loire department to warn residents of hazardous conditions. In the village of Le Bessa, Loire, France, municipal workers began clearing roads early on Christmas morning after the night's snowfall, working swiftly to ensure safe passage for residents and keep the village accessible during the festive celebration. A group of German swimmers braved -8 degrees Celsius on Christmas morning to take their annual dip in Berlin's Oran-Kusee Lake, continuing a 40-year tradition of the Berlin Seals, who swim weekly from mid-September to April. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Honduras President-elect Asfura calls for unity and peace. Passenger operations begin at Navi Mumbai International Airport with dozens of flights taking off on day 1.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj. Honduras' President-elect Nasri Asfura sent a Christmas message to the nation on Wednesday, pledging not to fail in the Honduran people. Asfura, set to take office on January 27, 2026 for the 2026 to 2030 term, pledged in his Christmas message to work tirelessly for Honduras and called on people to move forward together with determination.
Honduras, en Nochebuena,
Honduras, on Christmas Eve, we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the Prince of Peace, whose arrival reminds us that love is more powerful than any division. May this Christmas find us more human and more brotherly. This is a time for reconciliation, unity, and peace. We must recognize ourselves for what we are, one Honduran family, today with deep gratitude and honored to be able to serve in this way. I extend my hand so we may walk together with firm determination to work tirelessly for Honduras. I will not fail you.
Para caminar juntos.
Workers at Port Sudan Airport unloaded 25 tons of aid parcels sent by Italy on Thursday. Italy's ambassador to Sudan, Michele Tomasi, said in remarks at the airport that the aid delivery is the first phase of a larger operation with more shipments by sea planned next year.
This is the first phase of an operation which is much bigger, and that will be followed next year by more shipments by sea, with the idea to support and bring assistance to the approximately 20,000 IDPs in the camps in and around Sudan.
Pope Leo XIV led the Christmas Mass at the Vatican on Thursday, delivering a summons emphasizing faith, compassion, and a message of peace to mark the birth of Jesus. Pope Leo XIV, the first US Pope, celebrated his first Christmas since being elected in May by the world's cardinals to succeed to late Pope Francis. During Thursday's service at St. Peter's Basilica, where devotees had gathered, he highlighted the struggles of homeless worldwide, delivered a message of peace addressing global conflicts, and bestowed his blessings.
Pietà di noi, Signore.
Nel nome del Padre, del Figlio e dello Spirito Santo.
Mostraci, Signore.
The Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, led Christmas Mass on Thursday in Bethlehem's Nativity Church in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. The Palestinian city, revered by Christians as the birthplace of Jesus, had refrained from public Christmas celebrations over the past 2 years as the conflict raged in Gaza. But as the precarious ceasefire in Gaza enters its second month, the city is expected to mark the festive celebration with marching bands and decorations and return of worshippers from around the world to mark this year's Christmas from the Holy City. Most years, Bethlehem basks in the central place it holds in the Christian story of Jesus' life. He was born there in a stable because there was no room at the inn and was placed in an animal's manger, in fact, the humblest of all possible beds. Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla arrived on Thursday at Sandringham Church for a Christmas Day morning service. Prince William and his wife Kate, along with other members of the royal family, were also in attendance. Charles and Camilla will spend Christmas at the King's Sandringham estate in the eastern England. William, his wife Kate, and their 3 children are expected to join them. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the Christmas morning service at the Cathedral Church of the Redemption in Delhi, along with a large congregation of Christians of Delhi and North India. The service included prayers, carols, hymns and special prayer for the Prime Minister. Over the last few years, PM Modi has been regularly attending programs that have connected with the Christian community. During Easter 2023, he attended an Easter program at the Sacred Heart Cathedral, Delhi. During Christmas 2023, he hosted a program at his residence, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg in Delhi. In 2024, he attended a dinner at the residence of Minister George Kurian and also a program hosted by the CBCI. This shows a regular engagement with the community.
On this holy and joyful festival of Christmas, we thank God for bringing us together in fellowship, hope, and thanksgiving. May the light of Christ, who came into the world to dispel darkness, guide our leaders, bless our church, and bring peace, justice, and goodwill to our nation and the world.
Passenger services have officially begun at the much-awaited Navi Mumbai International Airport. Passenger enthusiasm was evident as flight operations got underway. On day one, around 30 arrivals and departures are scheduled, carrying nearly 4,000 passengers with connectivity to key cities including Goa, Kochi, Delhi and Hyderabad. Designed to handle up to 9 crore passengers annually, the new airport is expected to significantly ease congestion at Mumbai's existing airport. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually attended the closing ceremony of the Sansad Khel Mahotsav 2025. Young athletes from across the country who are participating in the Sansad Khel Mahotsav also joined the event. Prime Minister also interacted with some of the athletes. The athletes praised the Sansad Khel Mahotsav initiative and shared their experiences. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi applauded the continuous efforts being made to promote sports in India. He said Sansad Khel Mahotsav has now become a mass movement.
देश भर में 290 से अधिक सांसदों की इस कार्यक्रम का योजना करना, लाखों नौजवानों को जोड़ना और 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा युवा खिलाड़ियों द्वारा इसमें रजिस्ट्री करवाना देश के हर कोने की हिस्सेदारी है और शहरों से लेकर गांव तक हर पृष्ठभूमि के युवाओं की सहभागिता ये दिखाता है कि इसका स्केल कितना बड़ा है.
Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has revealed that midfielders Bruno Fernandes and Kobe will miss Friday's Premier League against Newcastle United. Fernandes was forced off at half-time during United's EPL game against Aston Villa with a soft tissue injury. Meanwhile, Kobe is set to miss the game due to calf injury. Coach Amorim declined to discuss the extent of the injury but acknowledged the void it creates.
They are recovering. I don't think that is going to take a lot of time. I think Kobe is going to return faster than Bruno, but for this game they are out. I think it's impossible to replace Bruno, but I said that in this morning to the team. I think we need to take the good thing, if there is a good thing on that a lot of people need to step up.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.